this one. Right there. When I'm inverting here. Hello guys on the F sharp. Today I just come up with this small tip that you might want to use in your playing, especially during the time of worship, for you to sound well. So this is some of my tips I use. So I want to simplify it down for you to understand. It's not gonna take a lot of time. So I'm right here in the key of F sharp. I particularly do not play this key, so I'm just doing this one for the sake of y'all. Now, what was I thinking about now? But first of all, let me go ahead and load a beat here. My keyboard seems to have lost a certain beat that I like so much. But nevertheless, I'm going to find something that is going to help us to navigate through this dark hours. So I'm going to pick up a love song, come to my mixer. I'm going to bring it down a bit so that this keyboard keeps on faltering. Alright, so I'm going to bring this one down a bit. 54 is good. Right, and I'm going to raise up my pad a bit for it to be above these other guys. So if you're wondering what voices I'm using, on my right one I'm just using the concert grand. On my right two I'm using the smooth tine, which is an EP. Sometimes I usually use this suitcase. Actually I'm going to use it now. And then on my right three I use the super dark pad for my mix, and together it's going to sound like this. Is a bit loud, so I'm going to take it down. Alright, what is that tip I was talking about? Yeah, I remember. Yes. Now, this is what I'm talking about. Now, look at this chord, how it looks like. This chord is an F sharp, right? Alright? Some of you play this thinking it is an F sharp. No, it's not an F sharp. This is an E flat minor. Okay? So today, I'm going to teach you how to combine this note, this chord, and this one to sound good. And how am I going to do that? So just memorize this chord and this one. Alright, now, I want you to go ahead and bring this note down here and play together like this. Sounds good, right? So can you even go ahead and add this one? So that is the first tip I wanted to show you. So just pick it down. So when you land your hand on this instrument, do not always rush here. Always never rush there. It's not musically in order. It's not musically right. Just like, okay? Always compose yourself. Stretch your fingers. Then imagine what you want to sound like. Imagine what you want to be. It may be difficult, but your hands always play what your ears heard or listened to. And your hands always play what your brain is telling it to do. So just listen to what your brain is saying. Listen to that tune that is in your head. Try to find those notes and put them together. That is how I challenge myself, and I'm even challenging you today. Alright, so let's go ahead. So pick that stuff. So what am I doing here? Remember the same thing I did? I took this note here and I added its brother here. And I just went ahead and added this one. And I played the F sharp here. That's why it sounds like that. here is another one. I want you now to go ahead and go back to that F sharp and identify this note in the middle. Alright? This note, some of you play like this and still think they are playing an F sharp or something else. But indeed, this chord is a B. In the natural capacity, it looks like this. But when you invert it once, it looks like this. When you invert it further, it looks like this. What is happening? I took this note up here. And I took this one up here. Alright. And I took this one up here. Have I gotten this one? Yes, I got it here. So when you're playing this B right here, I want you to go ahead and play and do this for me. You remember that note I told you to identify it? Play this one instead of this one. Sounds interesting, right? This is called an A flat minor, and it is a second degree of an F sharp scale. Alright? Now, I want you to go ahead. You remember that note you left behind? Now take this note, play it with your left hand, and add that brother. And you remember the G flat, the E flat, this note here? Add it here. And release this one and just play the B. Sounds good, right? This, I've just fused a 2 and a 4 together. It's like playing like this. So together, the first chord I told you to play, then that second one I told you to play, good. Now you see that? So this is a setup that we use. Now let's now proceed to a fifth chord. Some of you play like this and think it's still F sharp. This is not an F sharp. This chord in the natural arrangement, it looks like this. This is a C sharp major and it's a fifth chord of an F sharp major scale. Looks like that. I want you to memorize that because we're going to do some magic on it. Not magic, actually, we're going to do some music on it. I want you to go ahead and invert this one. I want you to learn the inversion of all these chords because you play so well in them. Invert this chord upward. So instead of this one, I'm going to play it here. Play it. This is the first inversion of a C sharp major triad. Take this F and play it here. This is a second inversion of a C sharp major chord or major triad. Memorize them very well because we're going to use them. Now, let's now put our fingers on this triad right there, memorize it, and go back to the F sharp chord. Now you remember we've looked at this note, we've looked at this one, we've looked at this one. So now on the F sharp here, I want you now to identify this note in the middle. And I want you to play it now in the left hand. Then add this one. Or actually, add this one. Yeah, thank you. This F sharp here. Memorize it, this note. I took it down. Play it twice. Alright? Then took it here. Then I want you to go and play the C sharp major. Here. Now, do you hear that groggy sound? This is what we're going to deploy in our worship set. And together, what we have learned is this. We replace this one with this. See how it sounds? So this is an F sharp 6 if I must teach you this chord. This is an F sharp major, add 6 actually. Then we went ahead now to the 4 here, and we took this one and played here, then we played here, then we went to the 5, which is our C sharp, and added this third plus this plus this. That grogginess is what we're going to use. We got that. So when I'm in my setup mood, so I will just go the first time kabisa. Did you hear that? I just use a different inversion here to sound good. Just hear how this inversion sounds. And now hear the difference with this one. Which one do you like? Do you like this? Or do you like this? Or do you even like this one? All these are the two inversions of the F sharp, alright? Alright, now we have established that. So what can we do? There's a what song? I'm trying to think of a song. So, that's not a good example anyway. So together, I'm just doing. Now try and apply this one. Alright, we did that. We did this. Now I want us now to go ahead and try now to make it even much better. Remember we played the F sharp in the root position here. So what I want us to do is to invert this chord, but retain that E flat minor here, down here. So take this one up here and play this one down. Good. So maintain this one here. Even much better. Ooh. Good. You can even go ahead and invert this chord here. Alright? Okay? So what you can do, you can take this one, because it does a repetition here, and do that and do a duplication of this one right there. When I'm inverting here, what is this thing I'm teaching you guys? All right. So I'm trying to establish complexion or complex thing in the roots of a simple thing. How these things become like that. You just add a note by a note. Like for example, if you just take an F sharp and add this note, it is another chord. If you take a 5 and add this note, it is another chord. If you take a 4 and G and B and add this note, it becomes another chord. So let's try and play something using this. It's just here, plainly without it. Alright, now I want you to listen to this. tell the difference? Now just listen to this. What did I do? I did this. So remember when I said adding this one? So I took this note down here. So then I remained with that F suspended too. Right. Then I went to the. Then you heard me do something like this. What did I do? What note? What chord did I play? I played this. That very note here. I played a major of it. Sometimes I use this one as a passing chord, so alright? So I want you to go ahead and try and add this stuff to your playing, and maybe it's gonna help you, maybe it's gonna boost you, maybe it's gonna make you sound well or better still. Alright? So one thing, what's something else I want you to go and practice is to play in inversion. Go and play in inversion. F sharp, still in the same inversion. Then go to 4. This is how, by the way, I used to practice. Then I go to C sharp. Just do it slowly. Then go back. Follow for more.